We are saying, our first speaker, Brother Abdussalaam Motaung, is going to address us on marital issues and family structures. I'm not going to mention anything about him until he is done. I think this is the trend that has been said from yesterday. We talk about them after they spoke. So, welcome the brother.
Before I start, I just want to check if everybody can hear my voice very clearly, because sometimes I've just been informed that I speak a little bit soft. So if you can't hear me, please raise your hand so that I can see, then I can raise my voice.
She can't hear you.
Who can't hear me?
Masha can hear you.
Ah, shame. Okay. To start off, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My wife and I are doing this presentation together, and I want to state up front, very, very clearly, that whatever we're going to share with you is what we have experienced in dealing with the couples that have been brave to come and talk to us. That have been brave to come and talk to us, because to come and open up your heart to somebody about matters that are hurting you in your home is not easy. So we are standing on those people's shoulders as we stand here today. So this is our experience and the things that we have learned from interacting with those couples, with those families that have opened their hearts to us. And we want to share with you our observations. We're going to share with you what we have seen, what we think, but that is what it is. We are not making any pronouncements. We are not saying we are right or wrong. We are saying this is what we have seen and this is what we have understood. I want to clarify that, and we are not experts. We are just a simple couple who needed to step in when there was a fire burning. And by God, by Allah, the fire is burning.
It's true.
We must not lie to ourselves. Very, very much burning. But before I carry on, before I get carried on, let my beloved wife here to start, because she's also here to support me, because my knees are actually, you don't see them, but they're making some serious noises.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalamu ala ashraf al-anbiya wal mursaleen. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammadin fi awwali kalamina, wa salli ala Sayyidina Muhammadin fi awsati kalamina, wa salli ala Sayyidina Muhammadin fi akhir kalamina. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. This is going to be hard. Normally when we do our training, coaching, presentation, we really move about. I don't know, we're so stuck in this spot, but let's see. Let's work with it. Baba Motaung has mentioned Uguti, the fire is burning. I came in on Friday, I knew what's happening on the ground. However, coming to the conference, I was so overwhelmed. Actually, yesterday as we're driving home, I was literally crying. I could not believe that in our homes it is so cold. It's painful what I found out in just the 2 days. So before we start, the first question I have for everybody else, those who are married, by a show of hands, please raise your hands. MashaAllah, alhamdulillah. Partially married. I'll put you on the spot, what that means exactly. Jazakallah. It seems like actually the majority of us are all married. So the question to you from us today, how many of you today, when you left home, you looked at your spouse and said, I love you? No strings attached, just look into her eyes, look into his eyes and said, I love you.
Don't worry, we see you, mashallah.
We see you. Okay, we don't need to stand. They want to show us they did it. Not just saying, I love you. How many of us, if your husband was not with you, your wife was not with you, send a text and said, actually sitting here throughout the conference from Friday, just text them and said, I miss you. Even if you are just across the room, I miss you. Or I'm going to just wink an eye. Find him in the crowd. What is he doing currently? What is it? Can he see me? Can she see me? I miss you, baby. Who did that this morning or this past 2 days?
What does I see silence? That is almost
a lot of hands from the ladies' side. Not a lot, but this side.
My brothers, don't worry. You did it. You love her. You live with her. Don't be scared of all these other brothers here.
The last third question. How many of us gave assurance to your spouse that, baby, I am here. I care. I'm not going anywhere. I will always be here. Whether you had a fight, whether you had an argument, these things I just mentioned, I love you, I care, I miss you. They have no strings attached. Whether you were upset, you went to bed angry. These three things supposed to be said. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, La in shakartum la azidannakum. The point of us mentioning this, be grateful of the person standing next to you. Every day, no matter what. And the signs that are going to show that you are grateful, the little things will build your home. This, when you came into the conference, did you notice, did you tell her, you look stunning? The little things matter, the little things are important. Let's not forget them. Let's do them intentionally, deliberately. I love you. I care. I am here. And you are mine. And I'm not going anywhere. I'll let Motaung proceed, inshallah, with our presentation, inshallah.
I'm going to go into the hard stuff now. The difficult stuff.
I can sit for a moment.
Okay? What causes divorce in homes? There are many reasons. We try to come up with them, and you can read them for yourself. We put the one that shakes the marriage more than anything else as number one, infidelity. The next one, we argue about finances to such a point that we decide to part ways. Our communication in our home, what can we say? It's not going on. There is no communication. We argue about how are we to raise our children. It's my child. Basically, when you are supposed to, did I not contribute to this child? You ask yourself that question. Inside the marriage. Cultural or religious differences. We are in the same Islam, loving the same Creator, but we don't see the same road the same. Allahu Akbar. It seems as if we have two different kitabs, two different Qur'ans in our own homes. How can this funda yipi Quran but the message is the same? The next one is social media. Oh, wow, this is a new menace. Social media. We'll have to see how we talk about it. People do strange things on these apps. Strange things, but we'll carry on. Abuse. Abuse is not only just physical, mental, psychological, all of these things. That is abuse. In this journey that we have shared with the people that we traveled with, what did we find in our community? Right? We found that although those things are there and they are presenting, they are there, we found that the first thing with us is that we don't have the basics right. The basics are not there. And therefore, what we're going to cover these are the topics we're going to talk about. And I hope I am given the latitude to be free to speak. And I know there's time limits. But I feel that this topic of marriage is the most important topic of the conference, because no resolution, no decision that is taken here will happen until man and wife, husband and wife, decide to make it work. There is something called pillow talk. Expectations. We need to address expectations of each other. Carry on, Stanza. Lack of communication. We have to talk about it. We have tried the absence of 3 critical qualities that we have found. The lack of vision and direction. We keep crashing everywhere in our marriage. We don't know where we're going. Ego. We're going to talk about these things. And then, the one that is more difficult than any other polygyny. Let's carry on. Starting point. Family involvement. The way we start, we don't start.
Time.
Okay.
Let's go then.
Family involvement. Why, when we start our marriages, do we feel the need not to involve the people that were responsible for our raising us, being there for us all the time? We decide that no, we must do it behind the corner. Why do we marry like that? Why do we do it like that? I have a daughter. She gives me a headache. I call her my little volcano. And I cannot imagine a time coming when I will hear that she is married and I don't even know about it. She is the pearl of my heart, my princess. And I know most of you here, brothers, have got daughters. How will you feel to hear this girl, this daughter that you have raised with so much of difficulty, someone decided to say, your father and your mother don't matter. Remember, it is your marriage. It is our wedding. Because it's my daughter. We have deprived our parents the single enjoyment. We have deprived them.
Can I add? Yeah. On the same point, this is what is existing in our communities and we have to deal with it. This is where I request the ulamas to come up with it. The parents are ignored on that one big note. I don't know how we came across it, that our parents are kuffars. Don't involve them. Proposals are happening in the absence of the mother and the father. And this is accepted. This is okay. We had an incident in the community where I was working. The lady got married. While she stays with her parents, she's living with the parents, she got pregnant, the parents did not know. One day, stomach is aching, pain. Father rushes daughter to hospital. Get there, your daughter is in labor.
And the father doesn't know.
He literally drove and came to the Jamaat Khana and said, why? I would have not disagreed. And this is happening in our communities where I think Sister Mariam mentioned it at the Salam Media interview. She said, tennis biscuit nikas.
After Isha.
Black abaya in nikas.
Okay.
So we will continue. This is what we mean by the absence of the parents in our lives. Continue.
The loss of blessings. When you don't get married, I'm not a scholar. But I know for a fact that when I got married, my parents were there and they were happy. Mudimu auboloke manaka. Mudimu abeluwe na tsileng ena o itsamayang. Is that not a dua? And our ulama who are sitting here, they tell us there is no hijab for a dua of a parent on behalf of their child. How many of us have missed those du'as? But instead, our parents are crying because of the way we start our lives. We're destroying the brand of Islam ourselves. Because a parent asks himself the question, Ki tumelo e jwang e dumelang ngwanaka a nyalwe ke lesiyo? Ke modimo o jwang o dumelang ntho ena e etsahale? Nna modimo ke mo tsebang, ke modimo wa lerato. Nna modimo ke mo tsebang, ke modimo o phedisang. Empa ka jeno lena ke bolaela ngwanaka ka baka la hore nna ke a ke tshwane le ba bang. Empa ngwana ona ke mo hodisitse ka tlasa mathata le mahloko. Amen. Loss of absence and support during difficult times. Umunyeti. What happens when now there is problem now in the home? Where do you go? There is problems now. You've decided to do it without them. How many of them have come to in front of their parents, Mama, kia sokola, hubuhloko, bunzima emshadweni. Umama wathi bengekho manje icala lenta. I was not there. Ungifaka kanjani? Bengekho buyela la uphuma khona. We have no support. Because why? And it becomes more painful. When I as a man die, you know, your relatives give you difficulties when you've done the right things. They still give you headache when you've done the right things. Imagine what they're going to do to your wife when you are gone having not started correctly. Oh, you are not recognized. When you go to the family as a guy, hey, you're still a boy, because you don't have the courage to be man enough to show yourself. They don't recognize your wife, they don't recognize you, you are nobody. Because the most important step to take is to say, if I want to take this woman, I must be brave enough to show up and say, I am here, I am taking her, whether you like it or not. What is your price? That is what we're supposed to do. Challenge, what I found, what challenges us, maybe I may be wrong, I may be corrected, right, is that we are struggling with the concept of saying, where does Mahadi or Lobola fit in Islam? We're struggling with this concept. We're struggling with it, right? Do I pay, do I not pay, right? My thing, my point, my observation is, if you are going to go and marry in a family that they require the lobola, and you don't do it, remember, please underline, in a family where they require it. I'm saying that. Maybe there are families that don't require it. But in a family that is required, to me, my example is like you having a license to drive a car, but your car has not touched a disc. Any given time, your car will be impounded. Any given time will be impounded because the people that were supposed to give you that disc were not involved. So I'm not talking fatwa, I'm talking what I see, what I observe, the realities on the ground. It is up to the ulama to massage it and help us to do it correctly. But these are the pains we see. Knowledge and understanding of cultural practices in relation to marriage. Some of us, we just say, no, it's haram. This is haram, this is that, this is that, this is that. But we have not even had the time to sit with our own parents, our own elders to say, wait, Dad, why is this thing being done? Why is it being done this way? We just pronounce on it, we don't know. Because all of a sudden, everything that is associated with us, somewhere, somehow, it is haram. But we don't ask, we don't understand. You can only pronounce that it is haram if you understand it and know it. We don't even understand what they do, why they slaughter this, where they go here. We just see blood and cattle and everything. We think, it's haram now, it's haram. We don't ask. We are the ones who are supposed to understand our families and our people better than anyone else. But we are the ones that are failing in this instance. We carry on, inshallah.
So with this part of understanding exactly what do our families mean, we decided that we will speak of our experience. How was it done and what it meant for us. I remember when my husband informed his parents that I would like to get married and I'm going to perform nikah and all those things. The first thing my father-in-law said, I have to ask for her hand myself, otherwise it's not done right. So that's the first thing where we started. We said, take your parents. It didn't matter whether non-Muslim, he had to come home and knock at Baga Dhlamini, sizocela manzi, sizokha manzi ekhaya lenu. And that was done. And when they arrived, now that part comes, Mahadi again, now what do we do with all those things? We sat down with the family. This is us. This is our religion. This is what we believe. And this is our preferences and how. They brought forward what they believe in and what they understand. I'll explain just two things. what was done, Mahadi was done, alhamdulillah. Because my family requested it. My family, they're not Muslims, they requested it, and it was done. And from there, my father-in-law said, so that she's recognized kalapeng. And on top of all, Motaung is a firstborn ko hai ki makotu wa mathomo ki tshwere lelapa ki tlile mo hai ki lo aha. So the thing we don't understand about the culture, the thing we don't understand, we just quickly assume and jump haram, haram. I remember my father-in-law that Sunday morning, Bayetsa Thobohang first, Motaung, which is my duty right now, which I have done it for the Makoti Batileng after na. Thobohang is where both the families come, like how we have a walima. They bring the food, we bring the food from Rihutulwa Fati, only married family members. They give advices of what you need to do moving forward to the newlyweds. That is Thobohang. I have no idea, I don't know, the ulamas may assist. How haram is that? Then, Atlali King Siapeso Sabahat. I'm a woman in niqab. I was supposed to jump and say haram. He explained to me, Ari bom me baba hulu, the older, the leaders, the elders of the family, they have to give you this outfit and you have to wear it. Cheka makotomo hulu wallape. I wore it. It was designed according to how I like it, long hands, everything covering. And they held my hand. I remember standing, and bandreyella. I have never felt such contentment in my life. Such welcome, such happiness, that when I say, I got the support. When he does something, I don't go home. I know where to go, my father-in-law's door. When I go home, my mother will take my side. It's easy. But my father-in-law will, So, and with that, they need to know who they are. So the challenge we brought today for the ladies, if you are building your home, how many ladies, which we have a gift, abazi istagazelo sabom kwenyana, sendota yako. I don't know Kasuto, what you call it. Istagazelo sendota yako. I need to know that. And if you know it, I'm putting you on the spot, you have to say it and he has to affirm and confirm if it's right. Anyone? I have one lady there.
We don't have time.
We don't have time, unfortunately.
Okay. All right. Okay. So, as you can see, we spend so much time on one subject. And we are already told that we have only 5 minutes
left.
And we have 10 slides to go through. So, in order to respect the time, I'm not sure how we're going to work it out, but I'm going to try and finish, right? And then when the 5 minutes is done, we're just going to stop there. And then maybe we can share afterwards whatever we had in mind. All right? So we're going to carry on. Understanding what marriage is. This is what I'm going to cover. Please indulge me, whoever is managing the time. Please indulge me, just to finish this slide. When we enter marriage, we need to understand the rights and responsibilities of marriage. And the problem that I find with understanding the rights and responsibilities of marriage in this instance is that many of us demand our rights but do not discharge our responsibility.
Yes.
This is the problem. Whether it can be the wife, whether it can be the husband, here I'm gender neutral. I'm just saying it what I see working with the people. All right? Qualities and mindset that is required in marriage. What do you need to really hold on and be strong in your marriage? What do you need? It's not just I want to get married because I've got that tingling feeling, I've got those, I don't know, butterflies. What do I need? When the butterflies are gone, what must be left when the butterflies are gone? we need to understand what marriage is also. What is not marriage? What is not marriage?
Let's go.
Marriage is not an ATM, right? Where you go and make withdrawals, emotional, financially, but you give back nothing back. Nothing. Where now what towards a fella. Next one is a fella. Emotionally, everything. Your partner is drained because there is nothing being given back.
Let's go. Let's go. Time.
The marriage is not a workshop. You know where you're gonna be fixed. Life everything has happened, you've battered this, now this poor husband, this poor wife must now come and heal you of the wounds. I hold the opinion, if you know you need fixing, fix. Then marry. That's my view.
Let's go.
Dictatorship, hey, I know we have to have regulations. But how does a flower grow in the desert? Whether it's a man or woman, how do you grow in such difficulty? You even think, if I can go back to my parents' house, it will be better. At least they only had a curfew. More? How? Drill sergeant. You know, we can't be married. Marriage is supposed to be a place where whatever you feel or relax. You know, I have my brother Raka. He likes to give a very nice. He says, you must turn to Kanulu in your home. You understand? It's your home. Hey, outside the yard, up and down. Where's the land that? Hey, chance get prepared to go get Hey, what is that?
Let's go.
Okay?
Hotel.
It's not a hotel. You know, it's not a hotel. Marriage is not a hotel where somebody must be there, where now you just need to be looked after. Back and call, everything must be done for you. That is not marriage. We do for each other in marriage.
Okay, we can move fast with 5 minutes extra.
And then you wake your partner up in the middle of the night.
Ish.
Hey, motho ba batho ha itse tsa mo nkgalla metsi. O robetse wena ga nako e. O mo nkgalla metsi. Hey, motho ba batho ke kgathetse. Ai, tsa mo nkgalla metsi. He batho.
You could grow yourself.
Okay, Nabi Sallallahu used to, you know, when we read about our Nabi,
Yes.
he used to tiptoe in his house when he enters so he does not disturb.
Allahu.
Nahana wena uloga hamunatu whatever you are in Jannatul Firdaus. Zamon khalamit.
Let's go. Retire.
It's not a retirement village, you know. It's not a retirement village. Go, you went out and you did whatever ubatlang ho yetsa, o so khathetse wa nyala. Motho o tlo wetsa o khathetse. Whether you're a man or a woman, phela motho o sa khathetse go you have to drag them along in everything. O khathetse. And this applies for both men and women.
Let's go.
You see? I think I've got. I think this is
minutes.
where we need to stop. But I think I've got 5 more minutes. Okay.
Extra. Let's go fast.
Excellent. The next thing is faith first. Islam is the everything to us. We must do everything according to Islam, and our Islam, the way we practice it in our home, must be life-giving. It must not be. We must not present Islam in a way that makes you feel, you are a prisoner. No, Islam is a deen of love where you must produce and reproduce this love. You know, you must grow in it. It must not just be yamela or ritualistic and then everything legalistic and everything is a matter of convenience. Everything where you batlang wena o quote Quran. Everything where you batlang o quote Quran.
Faith first, just to add more also to that, we've made Islam so boring. As he was saying, rules and rules. For example, I'm not feeling, I'm it is a curse. How do you get to such a point? How did your marriage get to a point where it's only rules? You know, it's like threats. What are you getting out of it? And with faith first also, if Islam is your guiding goal in your marriage, you will remember this. Me and Motaung, when we're doing coaching, we always tell couples, there's no such a thing as silent treatment. There is no such a thing as silent treatment because my partner here is my husband. Before him being my husband, he's the servant of Allah, which means his right as a Muslim comes first. So if I am angry with him as a spouse, I will not be angry with him as my Muslim brother. The hadith of Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam says 3 days, if they don't speak to each other, and 2 individuals after 3 days, and they die in that condition, they will not enter Jannat. No. Faith first. He's my Muslim brother, then he is my husband. Let's continue.
Pure intent. What do we mean? Somebody once asked me a question. When do I know that I want to get married? Is a brother that asked me this question. I said to him, my estimation, when your desire for companionship is stronger than your desire for the physical. When you need that woman as a helper, when you need her, that is when you need to take, now I need it. How do I say, I wish I had somebody by me, because I would be passing through these storms a little bit better if there was somebody next to me. Then I believe, it's my view, remember, it's my view. Then you are ready to enter, because every single moment, how fit a shop home, you don't look at your shoes anymore, or at that moment now you've moved beyond. The physical is there. I'm not saying it's not there, but the desire for the companion is stronger than the physical expression of your desire. That is what we're talking about. So when you say companion, the fear and love of Allah, it must be guiding everything that we do. The second thing, companionship. You want that companion. You want more. Only one, on your own. You even fall on your own bed. At least you want somebody to balance you so that you don't fall. You know, you need a companion, somebody to travel the road with you.
Let's go.
Life is a road. Building a family. You're starting to build a family. There must be nothing in. You know those things that we said marriage is not. You remember them? What marriage is not? You remember?
ATM and all that.
ATM and everything. They don't count here. They dilute your intention. Pure intent. Enter. And the greatest intent is the fear and the love of Allah.
Right,
That's it.
come.
And then adherence to the sunnah. That is pure intent. My Nabi said, whoever does not follow my sunnah is not of me. That is pure intent when you're doing it to follow the sunnah of Nabi Kareem sallallahu alayhi wa sallam.
Next.
Okay? When you're going to start this road, just don't be shy to ask the questions that are niggling in your heart.
Yay.
Today you can say the coasters are matching. Is this a habit, or did it happen by mistake? You can see the coaster did one. You say,
Actually, that's true with the ladies. I had a friend. She was so excited. The proposal is coming. Oh, yeah, it's a proposal. The next day, she told me, how did it go? Oh, I'm a zinyo wake. I'm like, show me, you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 questions. Oh no. I'm like, I left the situation. We don't ask.
okay, let's carry on.
Let me leave it there.
I think our time is up.
Yeah.
Like we said, we had 10 slides, but I think you get the picture.
Oops.
I don't see the husband. Carry on, okay.
Yeah, we need to break at 10:15.
I hear the ladies complaining, but I don't hear the same sound. Carry on, okay. All right.
So on the part.
Lower your voice.
Okay, I'm screaming over.
Can I carry on?
Mom, I know I'm the timekeeper. I've decided to give them another 10 minutes because I saved them.
The right conversations before Motaung continues with expectations. It is very important in the starting point. On that day when the proposal is happening, you know what? Kulumani, kulumisanani. Ask the questions. If the questions are not cleared, you're not sure, you don't know what's happening, don't get into something that you're already in doubt of. Don't do that. Don't lock yourself in it. One day, one lady felt, I think, offense. I did ask for mouth, but it went on and I said it straight. You knew Utilier chose and you're not going to Joburg. and you just went in. And now you're hoping to fix it. So ask the right questions in the beginning. Then we know how to build when we go forward.
Okay. All right.
Yes,
we've just been requested to keep it short. I'm going to deal with this and then I'm going to be done. Okay. One of the things that we find is a challenge is around expectations, which relates to the other point. Expectations plus reality equals to happiness. What does it mean? Is that when what you thought you will find, what you thought you will see, and the reality of it is happening in your marriage, you are very ecstatic, you are happy. The two things are coming together. All right? Because it's what you expected. But what happens? Carry on, please. When your expectations don't meet the reality, the reality is not the same, you become frustrated. This phone is not something that I was expecting. And we find that we have expectations in our marriages and they are not being fulfilled. That is what is creating problems for us, challenges for us. What causes unhappiness? Unfulfilled and ignored expectations. Unkosikazi wako, umtshelile indoda yakho ukuthi ngicela 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and those things are not done. That is what is creating a problem. Or you have expressed what you expect and the person agreed, but they act as if you never said a thing. That is a problem. The next thing what is said, unsaid. You haven't said it.
Assumed.
You assumed, you didn't say it. Your husband is thinking, I've got it all right. Everything is fine. But you haven't said it. How is he supposed to fix himself? How are you supposed to fix yourself if you are not told? If the expectations are not set again? If you're not going to say it? The next one is unassumed. You're assuming.
Unrealistic.
The next one is unrealistic. We need to test our expectations in as far as marriage is concerned. Because some of them are really unrealistic. What we see in the magazines, what we see everywhere, what we check to tell each other in terms of our dreams is not reality. What we are saying, manage the expectations at the beginning when the proposal comes, or manage the expectations while kusase fresh, nisakhona ukukhuluma kamnandi, clear the ground. With that, we say Jazakumullah khair. Assalamu alaikum.